welcome back to another episode of No Stipulations. I believe this is number 16, which means we've been doing this for 4 months. Jesus Christ. I'm Logan here with Brendan, and we are here to talk about one of the things we like most wrestling. We're going
Yeah,
to take you through the most recent episodes of SmackDown, NXT, and Raw, and occasionally PLEs when those happen, which they should be happening for this next week. Say hi, Brendan.
hello.
Yeah, he's here. He's he's not sick this time.
Yeah, I'm not sick this time. I'm sick with uh a team. I'll tell you
Talk
that.
about him. Talk about him.
My Stros just lost, so I'm pretty pissed.
His Stros, he says.
Yeah,
Well, I don't have that problem. The Angels are on a 5 game winning streak, so up yours.
must be
Anyway,
fun.
SmackDown, May 16th. Where the hell was this?
This was in North
One of the
Carolina.
Carolinas. Yeah. SmackDown 516 was in. Hmm.
I want to say, hmm,
Greensboro? Yeah, Greensboro, North Carolina. First Horizon Coliseum. And this week of WWE was, I don't think, as boring. It was okay.
I would agree with that statement that it was okay. The qualifier matches I think really helped, and then they also furthered some storylines that can pay off down the line.
Yeah, there's stuff to watch here, and I feel like like I said, after WrestleMania, this feels like it's just a hard reset for Triple H. He ended some storylines he didn't really care about, and he's starting ones
Yeah,
that he wants.
they're finally building to that PLE which we've been waiting for so long.
Which one?
Money in the Bank.
Oh, I thought you were talking about something else.
Oh no, no, no. I just saying that finally now that we are building to a PLE, it's more fun to watch the programming this week.
Right, and I guess because it is a gimmick PLE, it may it. I guess it's more exciting because there's actually things to go towards,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
with the Rumble, Elimination Chamber, Survivor Series. It feels like there's a purposeful build-up because there's a set competition. It's not just matches being put on a card.
Yeah, and it's my favorite match stipulation coming up.
Ladder match.
Something exciting
Ladder
might
match.
happen with the tag teams, but we'll talk about that in just a second. Logan, what
No, you
happened
get it.
to start SmackDown?
Oh, I did the intro. You get it started.
Oh, all right. So we start off SmackDown with Solo Jacob and their newest addition, JC,
Yeah, they
coming down to
changed
the
Jeff
ring.
Cobb to JC Mateo.
Yes, JC Mateo is his WWE name, but I will probably still call him Jeff Cobb for about a month.
I don't care. What's the point of this?
I think it's just a further storytelling. I don't think
Like,
they're gonna be like, oh yeah, this dude's Samoan. It's not gonna be like a Yokozuna situation. It's just to
well,
further the divide
I think
between Solo and Jacob.
pretty sure he's a Pacific Islander.
I'm not sure, but he's definitely not in the Bloodline family.
No, he is Filipino.
Oh yeah, he was. I believe he was the flag carrier for Guam in the Olympics in an Olympic sport.
Huh.
Yeah, I can
We
send you
should
the picture after this.
we should tell Chris that there's Filipino representation in the WWE. He'd be thrilled. Um, but yeah, carry on.
But Solo introduces JC as the man who kept the U.S. title in the family. Um, Kind of like a backhanded compliment, discrediting Jacob like that, telling him that, JC's the man that kept the U.S. title in the family. But I digress. Solo says he's going to win his Money in the Bank qualifier and take back the Universal title, bringing it back to the family.
Oh, brother.
Jacob takes the mic from Solo and says he was going to retain the US title with or without Solo's help, and he did exactly that. Jacob goes to his catchphrases during the promo, of which Solo finishes it for him, cutting
Get it?
Jacob off.
Sounded like the kid from Wild Thornberries.
Yeah, that
Okay,
kid.
wow. That was. I don't know if that came out the same way on the recording, but that felt like someone. It sounded like somebody was licking in my ear.
but
Okay, man.
but Solo wonders what happened to Jacob's other catchphrase, the one he used to say with his chest, and he wants Jacob to say it
I
to him.
love you, Solo.
But Jacob says that he loves Solo, but it isn't good enough for Sokoa, and before things start to heat up, LA's music hits, and he storms the ring, ending the segment.
Yeah.
So Solo is obviously going to compete in the ladder match, so I don't
Well,
think this
we're gonna
pays
get to
off
that.
until SummerSlam.
We're gonna get to that.
Oh, might be.
We're gonna get to that later. After that, I think it was after commercial, right?
Yeah.
We came to see three women that were the three women that were gonna compete in the qualifier match for the Money in the Bank. It was Michin, Chelsea Green, and Alexa Bliss. There was a bunch of back and forth, and it was revealed that the Secret Hervis would not be allowed at ringside, per Nick Aldis, through, I think it was Michin, probably, who said it. But Alexa won. First confirmed competitor in the Money in the Bank ladder match. I saw a lot of discourse about this on Twitter.
What
Like, do
kind
we
of
know
discourse?
them not being happy Alexa's in the ladder match? Somebody said, "Why is this old lady back? She was the youngest one in the match."
Seriously?
Chelsea's like 2 months older than her, and I think Michin is 36.
Bro, they need to look back on Alexa Bliss highlights and realize that
Literally,
she was that damn good.
somebody said she's not going to take any bumps. Are you kidding
In
me,
the ring and on the mic, nobody was better than her back in the era of SmackDown Live.
dude? I still can't get over someone who said that she's not going to take any bumps. Do we
Nah.
know who this? Do we know that this is the same Alexa Bliss? Like, she had her baby. She's back. She's here to do crazy. You're in a ladder match. You're gonna do something crazy regardless.
Well, they're going to
Like
be
that is.
pleasantly surprised from the bumps that she takes.
I'm sure they're gonna be annoyed.
I don't know. You can't please internet wrestling fans. They're so much different from people that just enjoy the product and don't whine, bitch, and complain about it like we do.
Right. Well, okay. Let's not. We're not as
Well, we're
bad as
not we're not on the same level as those other
we
fans.
bitch and complain, but we actually articulate our points.
Yes, exactly. Like you'll have like fans that'll be like, "Why is this fucking old lady in the match? Like,
And
what
then
the
she's
fuck?"
2 months younger than the next youngest.
Their points either don't make sense or they don't explain them whatsoever.
Oh, here's a fun thing. 8 years ago today, Jinder Mahal beat Randy Orton and became the new
Jesus.
WWE champion.
Dude, that is like the probably as low as of a wrestling low point as you can get.
Respect the Maharaja, man.
Right?
He
I won't
he at
hinder
least
gender.
he at least showed up and did stuff.
That is true. Also, he may or may not have been on the juice, but I digress.
Whatever. It's wrestling. It's not like it's professional sports.
Yes. We have a recap of Fraxium's win next against the Street Profits last week, and they're ambushed by DIY. Fraxium uh would get the win afterwards, and
Such a good match.
yeah, it was.
God.
And
Like Nathan Frazier and Axiom, they were a by chance team. They weren't even originally a tag team. They just got put together for a tournament and have stuck together ever since.
honestly, like people, all right, booking bookers need to take notes with teams like that because if you want to put two people together, you have to book them as if you're going to do that from the start.
Elaborate.
If that makes sense. I'm ADD, so I can't really explain my points. I need time to think about it, but
We'll just repeat what you said because I didn't process that at all.
bookers need to book unlikely tag teams or book teams that you want to pair in the start according to your roadmap. So, I don't know. Just fucking do it like this.
Okay. Well, so here's over the last couple of years, here's what happened with Axiom and Frazier. Axiom, of course, I'm gonna drop kayfabe here, was at NXT UK with Frazier when he was a kid. He put on the mask, and they had a friendship backstage based on video games, comics, and even though Axiom wore masks, Nathan looked past that. They had a best of 3 series. Axiom lost the best of 3 series. They got separated for a little bit. Then they wrestled at, I think it was the 2023 deadline show, pre-show. Axiom got his win back. They tied 2-2, and they finally teamed up and they clicked well. But it took them 4 months to win gold. And uh, yeah, you've seen pretty much what's happened since they were champions.
Yeah.
They're good. They're really good.
But uh after the match, Fraxium of course getting the win. DIY would attack them, but the Motor City Machine Guns would make the save for the NXT call ups, helping them
Make the
fight off
what?
DIY. What?
Did you say Snave?
I was about to, and then I said save.
Hmm. So you could say you snaved yourself.
Yeah.
Insert rim shot. Anyway, Ray Phoenix, Andrade, they're backstage together. Phoenix says, "Hey, I fell for my WrestleMania moment. My next calling is Money in the Bank. I got a match later tonight." And then it's backstage. Solo, Jacob, and JC walk in. They ask if they've seen. They ask. Oh, all right, they're walking into each other, and they're like, "Did you see an LA Knight?" No, they don't know. And I'll do this so we don't have to jump back and forth like this. Fraxium is getting their title shot this coming Friday. Could they
Yeah.
do it?
Could could be
I
possible.
I don't think it's impossible. I think it's a low chance, but it's a non-zero chance. I don't know.
Either that or they set something up.
I want that tag belt to bounce around. I want every team to have it. They all deserve it.
All right, walk with me here.
Oh God.
Next week.
Don't say it.
Hey. Chill. Just hear me out.
I think I know where this is going already.
Next week, DIY looks to interfere. Motor City Machine Guns stop them. Fraxium wins the belts. Chaos ensues over the next couple weeks, and then at Money in the Bank, you have a 4-way ladder match for the tag titles.
Brendan, for the love of God, man.
It's good. It's good. Come
It
on
is
now.
good, but they're not going to put a third ladder match on Money in the Bank.
Okay.
It takes away from the gimmick. Knowing Triple H, it's going to be on the SmackDown after.
But that match fucking rocks, huh?
It does. That match did rock. The TLC match, I was pissed when they said that was going to be on the SmackDown following Mania. But I guess the one good thing about that being on SmackDown is that this tag division is one of the things that makes SmackDown actually watchable.
Yes.
Anyway, on with it.
But is this me now?
Yes, Wade Barrett.
Next, Wade Barrett. He sits down with R-Truth, talking to him about helping Cena at Backlash, and about Cena putting him through the table. Truth says Cena is his hero and he can depend on him, but the man at the presser wasn't Cena. He doesn't want to fight his childhood hero, but if he has to do that to bring back John back to his senses, he will do that. And at Saturday night's main event, we will get John Cena versus R-Truth in a non-title match.
That just tells me R-Truth is winning, but I digress.
Really?
Yeah. Why would it be a non-title match if he was going to lose?
That's a red herring, my friend.
What is? Him
R-Truth winning.
Oh. Hey, no, you know what's going to happen? Is there's going to be interference from a scorned CM Punk. that helps R-Truth get the win. Now, of course, Truth gets squashed when he gets his actual title match, but this all leads us to a certain SummerSlam matchup between two guys who had a really good match on the Raw 1000 episode.
Ooh, you know what you could do?
What's that?
Recreate the pipe bomb. Remember
Oh,
R-Truth beat John Cena in that tables match?
oh my God. That would be stale, though. You can't redo that.
Think about this. John Cena is having to metaphorically beat up one of his fans.
His childhood, the guy who's idled him since childhood.
I feel like they're sprinkling in little Cena face crumbs.
Oh, brother.
You didn't see how distraught he looked after winning
Yeah, I
at
saw it.
Backlash?
I saw it. I'm not gonna lie to you. That match was just not it.
The match was okay.
It was
Too many ref bumps for my liking.
too many non-wrestler bumps. One thing I really dislike about Triple H is his booking of heels.
Oh, you're talking about the Mania match. I thought you were talking about the Backlash match.
Yeah, I was.
Oh,
Don't even get me started on the Mania match. That's a whole different argument. Why was Travis Scott there, man?
I don't know. Jon Stewart was at SummerSlam.
Don't do this to me, man.
Let's just
You're
continue.
No, I had a point. I wanted to make. Triple H, his booking of heels. They don't all need to win off of interference. They don't need to win because they're cowards. They don't need to win because of cheating. Let them dominate. You know? Like Roman was at his best before Triple H took over. And of course I'm not going to say anything good about he who shall not be named, but almost said it. Triple H I don't think he knows how to book a monster heel. Even with Jacob Fatu, he's booking him to have run-ins and interferences that help him win, even if inadvertently. It's just I don't know, man. I want to say it's gonna get better. I hope it does, but whatever.
I don't know.
Moving on.
I think this latest Saturday night's main event might actually be good for once, not just like a random house show.
I thought the last two were good.
I mean, there wasn't really anything like that was considered like a needle mover on the show.
I think Cody getting pile drived was pretty important.
That was good. The second one I think was better than. Hold on, which matches took place at the first versus the second one?
So
The first one, Chelsea
December
won the women's U.S. title, which was
Cody
great, by the
versus
way.
Kevin. Yeah, we were watching that together. We screamed. It was okay. It was Cody versus Kevin, Sammy versus Drew, Liv versus Io, Damian versus Finn versus Gunther, and Chelsea versus Michin. The second one was Rhea versus Nia, Braun versus Sheamus, Braun versus Jacob, and then Gunther versus Jay.
See, the second one ain't really feeling me.
The second one was just like a random episode of SmackDown.
The second one, they're like, okay, this is how shit.
Right. It just felt like a way to just kill time until the Rumble.
All right, the third one I think is going to be better than the second one. I'm
Yeah,
not sure if it will be better than the first one. Hopefully, it will.
we're gonna have our predictions at the end of this. Moving on. We got Aleister Black versus Carmelo Hayes coming up. Had a video package. I'm guessing it was Aleister Black's video package.
Yeah.
He did his entrance. There was a video package for Drew and Damian, of course. I think this is when Damian prompted the steel cage match first. And then Mello walks out to the ring. DQ because Miz attacked Aleister Black, ate another black mass. It has been a month straight of these segments ending with Miz eating a black mass.
Yeah.
The last 4 SmackDowns
I
have
don't mean
ended.
to correct you on the package, but I believe Damien challenged Drew to go to the middle of the ring. And then Drew went to the middle of the ring and he challenged Priest to the steel cage match. And then another package played after, and it was Priest accepting the steel cage match.
No, Damien definitely prompted the steel cage match.
Whatever floats your boat, but
Either way,
continue.
whatever. It's been a month straight of Miz eating a black mass. It's okay, sure, man. Move on.
Okay.
Oh,
Drew
there's Drew.
walks down the ring and he talks about how Priest is obsessed with him. He would have a Grand Slam champion if it wasn't for Damien. And he accepts the challenge to the steel cage match, saying all of this needs to end and it will end at Saturday night's main event.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And for whatever reason, we get a package later from Damian Priest talking about at Saturday night's main event, it will end and it will end in me pinning you 1, 2, 3, yada yada yada.
Yeah, right. Money in the Bank qualifier, Solo, Jimmy, Uso, and Ray Phoenix. Solo won the match for some reason. Okay. After the match, LA Knight appears. He attacks the Samoans, or Samoans and JC. All this makes a match on the spot between Knight and Cobb. JC got the win. I think his finisher is tour of the islands or something.
Yeah,
Pretty good one.
something like that.
Pretty good
Or of the
finisher.
Islands, whatever.
Yeah, pretty good finisher.
But yeah, I was
Anyway,
quite surprised he got the win.
I wasn't. They're not gonna have this guy show up, interfere in a match, and lose.
True. That is true, but at the same time, man, LA, it's been he needs to
Get
get a
him,
qualifier match. Get him
get him,
away from the US title right now.
no, get him away from the Samoan vortex. I'm getting sick of this. He's a better man than me. I would have said, put me on Raw by now.
Move LA to Raw or something. I don't
Literally, put
know.
him on Raw at the draft, for the love of God.
Like he's too good of a star not to challenge for a world title.
He's too good of a star to be stuck in the bloodline thing again.
Well, exactly.
Jeez.
Did you just
Samoan
change
mind
my
control.
font?
What?
Did you just change my font on the document?
Of course I changed the font. Arial is a garbage font.
What the fuck are you talking about?
It's so lame, dude.
Fuck
Times
you.
New Roman 12 is where it's at.
Normal text, bitch.
Move on with the podcast, Brendan. Stop talking about fonts.
Okay, we go to a video package of Berto leaving the ring after Santos slapped him last week. In the locker room, Santos tells Angel he needs to go find Berto and invite him to dinner or something. Angel says he will try to find Berto. Santos says Angel has been loyal since day one. Yada yada yada.
That group's cooked.
Yeah.
Back from the break, we get a vignette with Shinsuke Nakamura.
Where have you been?
Hi, Shinsuke. Welcome back. All this directed towards LA Knight and Aleister Black. And he's like, I'm gonna win the qualifier. That's pretty much what he said. You guys suck, I'm cool, I'm winning the qualifier. He's not winning the qualifier. He's eating the pin, probably. But yeah.
Yeah, we go backstage with Jade Cargill confronting Tiffany Stratton, telling her she will win Money in the Bank and take the title just like Stratton did with Nia. Stratton tells Jade as long as she is the champion, Jade will never be able to beat her. And lastly, in the main event, we have Tiffy versus Nia in a title match, where Tiffy would retain with some outside shenanigans by Nia and Jade Cargill.
Dude, this match was so good.
It was good. Although I heard the IWC was bitching about it.
Of course they were. The IWC doesn't like women. But yeah, dude, when Nia kicked out of the moonsault, I was on my feet. And then she hits the Annihilator. I'm like, oh my god, is she actually gonna win the title? And then Tiffy grabbed the rope. Holy cow! It was, and then, oh god, Nia got it the hard way. Drop kick to the chair to the chops. Saw her on Twitter. Everybody was like, "Is she okay?" And she said, "I'll ask her." That was awesome. That match was awesome. Women's division on SmackDown, when booked right, is really good.
I agree.
But yeah, that was SmackDown. It was an all right episode.
It was all right episode. Was it
Nothing. It
still
was
the
there
3
were
hours?
yeah. I did hear the rumoring going back to 2.
I it's always this goddamn seesaw. They book a fantastic 2 hour SmackDown, fans want more. Book 3 hours, show goes to shit. Repeat cycle.
Yeah, it's I don't know. This episode did have some much needed entertainment. It was good. I was captivated sometimes.
Yeah.
But
Does it
on to
have
Raw.
to be two? Does it have to be 2 or 3? Can they do goddamn 2 hours 30 minutes?
I do it with Raw. I'm telling you, they're tanking SmackDown on purpose so they can get out of the USA deal and go to Netflix.
I don't know.
But anyway, that's SmackDown. On to Monday Night Raw in Greenville, South Carolina, I think.
Yeah, we're just gonna go over like
But
the
wait, hang on,
different segments in this
hang on.
show because I don't have detailed notes. I just have a description of like what all happened, and then since you've seen the episode, you can kind of fill me in on what happened during those segments, if that makes sense.
Right. But do you know what day this was on, Brendan?
Rusev Day?
May 19th.
Oh yes, May 19th.
Don't let Kane hear you. It
He'll
was
go
also
nuts.
Chris Van Vliet and Maxine's birthdays, so
I
happy
saw
birthday
that
to those
interview
two.
clip. I was thinking it's some wrestling figure's birthday today.
May 19th. All this because of a movie no one went to see.
Yeah.
Let's see. See No Evil Kane. Box office.
You should see the work by the director.
18.6 million worldwide. Let's see. See No Evil budget. 8 million. They made their budget back.
You should see the director and his work.
You said that already. I'm scared. Gregory Dark.
Don't look it up. I'm
I
kidding.
mean, it's already happening. Uh, oh, am I reading that right?
Yes, you are reading that right.
New Wave Hookers.
Don't keep reading because I don't want to do any editing work. So let's just move on to the start of the show. We start off the show with a promo between Gunther, Jey Uso, and your favorite person, Logan Paul.
All right, man. All right. Yeah, Logan came in. He did his "I'm cool, Jay's not. I'm gonna win. He's not." Bullshit. It was the same rinse and repeat, rah rah bullshit. And then they have Gunther come out, and he was praising Logan for being good. Who did Gunther piss off?
I saw that.
Who did he piss off, man? God.
I don't know.
Um.
But we have a
Yeah.
backstage
Wait. Hang on.
segment between
Hang
main
on.
event Jey
Hang on.
Uso and Paul
Hang
Heyman.
on.
Damn,
Hang
I can't
on.
hear you, bitch.
I wasn't done.
All right, continue.
It was in the middle of the promo. Gunther walks out. Logan's like, "What? You don't want to fight me now?" Or no, Gunther said something to the effect of, "I don't care who wins. I'm gonna get the title back either way." Blah blah blah. And then from behind, Jay super kicks Logan. So crowd yeets. And then we go backstage.
Yes, we go backstage and we get a segment between Jey Uso and Paul Heyman.
Yes. Uh, where is this? Can't. Can't find it. There was definitely some stuff they didn't cover in this thing. Yeah, this was just Paul Heyman saying, like, fact, Seth Rollins is going to get the title back. You're going to lose it. Yada, yada.
Right.
Whatever. Rah, rah.
After that, Penta AJ Styles versus Finn Balor and JD McDonough, they would get the win the Judgment Day, and El Grande Americano would end up costing Penta.
You might need to be careful of my mic peak right here. Let this gimmick die! Oh my god! It's not funny anymore! It's like, it's the same thing over and over and over! Let it die! Good god, man!
But to be fair, would you rather have Chad not doing anything, or
Yes!
you'd rather have him not doing a single thing?
Then this nonsense? Yes, this is not good for him.
You can tell Chad is a fucking damn good worker with having to do this.
He is a damn good worker, but he shouldn't have to do this.
Well, I agree
This
with
is
you on
nonsense.
that, but at the same time, if he feels like it's good from creative, he should by all means, by his own judgment, be able to fucking do this.
I love Sammy, but Gable should have been the one to dethrone Gunther.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just have Gable beat Sammy.
Right, like at any of the 3 rematches he had.
Yeah, exactly. We all thought it was gonna happen.
I thought it was going to happen the first time at like one of those stupid pay-per-views, Clash at the Castle or something.
And they
There
did
was,
it to set up Gable versus Otis, which
which
didn't
hasn't
fucking pay
happened.
off.
They didn't break up until like November.
Fucking terrible. You
In
could have
summary,
even put the title on him for a short bit and had Otis beat him for God's sakes. Create 2 stars if you wanted to.
Chad Gable deserves better.
Fuck. But
Yeah.
we have
Dude,
Io and Becky.
this match was good. The the tag team match was good. They need to let AJ Styles hoop in a good feud for once.
Yeah.
I'm getting sick of this.
But we have
Oh my
Io
god.
and Becky Lynch in a backstage segment. I can pretty much guess that Becky's gonna be like, once I win Money in the Bank, I'm gonna cash in on you and I'm gonna win that fucking belt.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. That was pretty much it. Um, but yeah, I mean that's all there was to it. She went for her entrance to go do the triple threat match. She cut off Io's interview. Then we go backstage. It was this guy on the phone. It was Logan Paul. He said, "I want to go home, man."
Mommy,
I was
I
like,
don't
"Please,
like it here.
please go home, never come back."
He has go
Seth
away heat.
walked up. No, he doesn't. He has
Go
never
away
come
heat?
back.
Are you fucking kidding me? That's whenever the crowd is just like, please just go the fuck away.
No, go away heat implies it's like not all serious. He has horrible person heat in that he sucks and he shouldn't be around. I don't think he should have any heat. I think they just shouldn't react to him. That would get him away. What do you think? I completely left him out of the WrestleMania recap. But yeah, it was Seth telling Jay. It was Seth telling Logan. Seth came up. He tells Jay, "Hey Jay, shit." Seth walks up, tells Logan that Jay's gonna be hurt tonight. So get out of the way. It won't be 100% on Saturday. Odds are in your favor if you can get past Jay and Gunther. I'll be there. So you know who to thank. Maybe they run it back from WrestleMania a few years ago. Oh my god. I don't want him anywhere near that title.
But also, I'm not sure if you mentioned this. Austin Theory
Austin
was
Theory.
seen talking with the New Day in the background.
Yeah. Yeah, they've been teasing this breakup since, I think, probably October.
Why didn't they do it in the fucking triple threat match against Obafemi?
Because Triple H didn't want Sean's booking to impede his. He's like, how dare you book a potential breakup better than I can?
I bet Triple H doesn't even know who the fuck Austin Theory is. He probably just thinks he's a chef in catering or some shit. That's
No, he knows
Jack.
who he is. He knows who he is because of that Money in the Bank run. Oh, he knows.
But
Oh God,
if Randy's a lazy boy, what is Austin Theory?
a lawn chair with two legs missing. Uh, oh my God. Then we had the triple threat for Money in the Bank. It was Roxy versus Becky versus Natalia. Every woman in this match was great. I think it was a really good match. I was scared that Becky was going to win. Nothing against Becky, but like, we got Roxanne Perez in the match. Why is Becky Lynch, who's actively in another feud, going for a world title? But she's not, because Bird Lady came back and cost her the match. And Roxanne hit Pop Rocks on Natalia and got the win. And she's going to Money in the Bank.
I have a question to ask. Did Natalia have a different ring attire during this?
What do you mean?
Because she's going to an independent show and she changed her gimmick.
Eh, um, different from what?
Like, was she wearing black or anything like that?
Dude, I gotta level with you. I don't really think I was paying that close of attention to their clothes.
Okay, because she's just doing some independent shows and it looks like she's changing her gimmick up.
Let me see. Once this ad ends, I can see. She had white on,
She had white on? Okay.
white and silver, and gray. I don't know. She had that double sharpshooter in the match that lasted all of 10 seconds. That was cool. Then we had Jay and Sammy backstage. Oh, never mind. You didn't watch Raw. There was a moment where Roxanne missed her cue, and you could hear Becky being like, "Roxy, Roxy."
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Dang.
it was pretty audible. But yeah, Roxanne got the win off Pop Rocks as Lyra and Becky brawled. Backstage, Jey Uso's looking at his title. Sammy's like, "Hey, if they got the numbers game, I got your back. Give me 5, brother."
All
Oh,
right.
dude, going to commercial, they played the competitors for the next qualifier. Kyrie got a pretty good pop. And then it was Zoe Stark. Crickets. And then they put Rhea right after her. That was criminal. Just to show that level of pop is criminal.
Oh yeah, I saw that clip.
That was not kind. But yeah,
What do we have? Jey Uso and Sami Zayn in a backstage segment now?
we just did that one.
Alright, we got a backstage segment where we see Akira Tozawa will take on Rusev in a World Tag Team title match, a triple threat match between American Made, the War Raiders, and the New Day will take
I
place
have
next week.
I have no idea how that match is gonna look. I couldn't tell you. I don't know if this is going to be really good or really bad.
I don't know.
I just can't tell. But Rusev, he don't want the power of Tozawa, man. I'm telling you.
I originally saw the from the recap that you sent me that while ago. I've been basically reading every one of those every week, and instead of Rusev, the person typed out Otis, and I'm like, wait, did Tozawa turn heel? And I had to go back and look.
Did they?
Yeah, they did.
Wait a, wait
It's
a
it's
minute.
in the it's in the sheet.
Yeah, it does say that. Raw General Manager Adam Pierce is with Akira Tozawa and Maxine Dupree. Pierce asks if this is what Tozawa wants. Tozawa nods, and Pierce says Tozawa will battle Otis next week.
I was like, damn, did Rusev get to Tozawa?
No, no. Either that was a botch by Pierce that I didn't notice, or that was just a botch by them.
But
But no, it's
honestly, like
Rusev. It's
I would have been intrigued if that would have happened.
it's it's Rusev versus Tozawa next week.
Tozawa wants Otis.
That's incredible. Oh my goodness. What was
Oh,
after that? Oh yeah, Roxanne Perez also officially part of the Raw roster. Congratulations.
yes.
Then we had Sheamus versus Grayson Waller with Austin Theory at ringside. Oh boy. Sure, man. Um, Waller was walking away in the middle of this, and Theory was like, "Wait, man, you gotta go back in there. We don't quit." So so Waller backs up to the ring, and Sheamus just like grabs him by the hair and pulls him up for the pizza the Baldwin. And Austin Theory is watching around like, "Oof, oh no, that was me. I did that." There was also Austin Theory chants.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
He was looking around like, "Me?
They
You're
want
cheering
Theory.
my name. We want Theory." Oh, brother. But yeah, Sheamus wins off the brogue kick, yada yada yada. Tyrese Halliburton's gonna be in 2K. Okay, man. I don't care.
No Jalen
Just
Brunson.
oh god.
I want to
Jay,
recreate the Eastern Conference Finals in 2K.
no, you know Jalen only did that as a one-off.
I wonder if they have any upcoming Indianapolis or Madison Square Garden shows.
Great question.
I know
Uh,
I know Triple H books this shit like that. I mean, we've
that-
had talent return in their hometowns multiple times since he's
yeah.
been the booker. So I
I mean,
know he does it that far out in advance.
it's
He's
not a
like that,
bad
man.
thing. The fact that he predicted the Eastern Conference Finals was hilarious.
He's fucking Nostradamus.
And then I don't know if it was the NBA or the Pacers or the Knicks, but somebody posted a matchup graphic in the Mania X7 font.
Oh yeah. Oh,
That was
it was.
awesome.
I think it was the Pacers,
Let's see.
but it was sick.
Yeah.
I also saw
It
someone
was
recreate the My Way
yes.
package with Tyrese and Jalen Brunson.
Dude, when I went to see Metallica, Limp Bizkit was one of the openers.
They play it.
Yeah, they played it.
They played My Way. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. They played God, what was their set list? Let's see. I know they played Rollin', they played My Way, they played the Mission Impossible theme from MI2, I think it was. Let's see. I think it was May 5th. No, it was May 3rd, excuse me. Break Stuff, My Generation, Living It Up, Hot Dog, My Way, Dad Vibes, Nookie, Full Nelson. They did a cover of Careless Whisper.
Huh.
And they played Rollin' and Take a Look Around.
Dude, that's a good set list.
It was. Ice Nine Kills was the first opener. That was a really good concert. It rained before the show. And I was out there sitting in my poncho, just waiting for the action to start. And then it did. But back to wrestling. We had Gunther getting interviewed by Kathy Kelly. Seth walks up, says, "Hey, what you did for your title is pretty good. You're a pretty good champ. You're short-sighted for a visionary." Gunther says, "You're
And then
short-sighted
Gunther
for a
said,
visionary."
"Fucking kill yourself!"
Oh man. But Rollins says, "I'll cut the crap. I came here out of professional courtesy for someone I thought I had respect for. If you find yourself with the title, you're not going to get treated any differently." And Gunther says, "Oh, please, I can't wait. Bring it on."
Pussy! That's
And
basically
then,
what Gunther was like.
all
Gunther
right,
wants the
man.
smoke.
Well, they should book him with the main eventers if he wants the smoke.
Next we have Rhea Ripley versus Kairi Sane and Zoe Stark. Rhea Ripley got the win, but Zoe Stark had a really bad leg injury, as it looks like.
Yeah, I think she's already scheduled for surgery.
So prayers up for her. She's gonna be out for a while.
Yeah. We're definitely not going to see her for a while. And it really sucks for a number of reasons. Obviously, she got hurt, but also it was Kyrie having to take the pin.
Hmm.
But Rhea's
You
in Money
think
in the
the
Bank.
injury changed those plans? I'm not sure.
I. Triple H is a vindictive bastard sometimes. But I don't think he's going to have beloved Kyrie Sane return and then purposefully eat the pin.
I
Could be
think
wrong.
Zoe was supposed to take the pin, but
That's what I'm saying.
I was thinking the same thing.
I think Rhea was winning the whole time, but it was just gonna be different who took the pin. Either way, prayers up for Zoe Stark. Rhea's going to Money in the Bank, so we've got half of the women's Money in the Bank, and I don't think a single male participant. No, we have Solo. That's right. God, the women's Money in the Bank is gonna kill the men's match again.
It will.
Rusev video package, much of the same. He was like, "All right, Tozawa, you want this? I'll kill you, man." And then, oh my God, why are they doing this to me? Dom is in the Judgment Day clubhouse with Raquel, JD, and Carlito. And then Finn walks up and introduces Roxanne Perez to the group. And Raquel's upset about this, called her a cheap hoe on Twitter later.
Oh,
Yeah, you didn't see that?
no.
I don't think it was on Twitter, actually. I think it was on Instagram. And then Roxanne gives Carlito an apple. And she gives Dominic a box of nuggets. Run, Roxanne! Run! For the love of God, he can't keep getting away with this. I see some of the live stands on Twitter. They're like, Dominic would never cheat. I'm like, dog. How do you think we got here? How do you think we got here in the first place? Rhea left him on his own. And then you left, and then she's gone. He lies, he cheats, he steals. Just like his daddy.
Hmm. But
That's it. I don't.
last,
My thing with that is I don't want these women to be forced into these. Not, I'm sure they're not forced into it explicitly, but just like, why are we having these very talented female wrestlers be revolving around a guy? I don't get it. Roxanne just got here,
I
Paul.
mean, I'm not sure if that's the direction that they're going.
I hope this is just a swerve,
I
but
think
like,
I
come
think what
on.
this likely is Liv might be out longer than they thought due to the movie, so they got to give Raquel a tag partner, while at the same
That's
time,
that's not what this is gonna be.
I don't know. Fuck, I'm not the booker.
I know. Oh my God, man. Main event time. Main event, Jey Uso. Braun Breaker. Uh, Match was going all right. Braun was trying to break Jey in half. This, that, these, and those. Seth comes in, ends the match in a DQ. That man had no underwear on under his jeans. The man was freeballing in jeans. That's
What?
horrible. Yeah, you didn't see the clip of him jumping the barricade? His crack came out.
No.
He had to pull his pants up before he went back to stomping Jay. It's funny. It's very funny. The man was freeballing in jeans. But, yeah, Jay's getting jumped by Braun and Seth. Sammy comes out to wait for the chance to get it going. And they're chanting for the Second City Saint, CM Punk. And the pop he got was volcanic. That was crazy. For South Carolina, that was crazy. He got himself a good pop. They come out, they run those two off before Saturday night's main event, which all but tells me it's a third member that's going to interfere. That's Saturday night's main event. I don't know who, but it's going to be somebody. And then, even worse, Logan Paul comes in, knocks Jay out. Logan needs to floss. His gums were bleeding. And he stands tall as the show ends. So that tells me he's not winning. Thank God. It was an okay episode of Raw. Solid. Some entertaining stuff. You know what? I'm going to say this. WWE and AEW are two opposites of the same, two extremes of opposites. AEW doesn't let the story talk at all. They let the wrestling talk, and that's not a bad thing. WWE doesn't let the wrestling talk for itself. There has to be run-ins, there have to be interferences, there have to be aura moments, there has to be cinema. Like, what happened to going out there and letting two dudes hoop? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. There, you need to find that happy medium.
Anyway, May 19th. Kane's coming for me. We had going on to Orlando at the Performance Center for NXT May 20th. Starting off the show, we had Javon Evans versus Ashanti the Adonis and Sean Legacy from NXT Evolve. Put on a really good showing in the Battle Royal, which a lot of people commended him for. Ricky Saints was on commentary. Did you watch this episode, Brendan?
I did not.
Okay. Great. Yeah, this match was shockingly entertaining. I thought Ashanti would detract from the quality of the match, but he actually did a pretty good job. Sean Legacy showed out. He's definitely, I don't think he's going to be on Evolve for much longer. Javon did his thing. Javon was crazy. Ethan Page jumped out of the stands and attacked Ricky. Javon did a suicide dive, took everyone out. Sean Legacy took advantage, rolled out of the way of Frog Splash, and hit his finisher, Shambles, for the win. A really good match.
You want me to take the next one?
Sure, man.
Alright, we have the GMs backstage. Stevie, the GM of Evolve, is bragging about her people. Ava sends Stone and Stevie away. Jasper Troy and Tyra May Steele, the winners of LFG, step in. Their official contracts have been signed.
Congratulations to them. And then Jasper said something to the effect of, I'm going to go out there and make a statement. Boy, did he. We had a vignette from Jordan talking about all her travels, how she and Stephanie are more similar than she realizes. And she says, Stephanie, you escaped with your title once, but this time at Battleground, there's no escape. We had a segment with the Latinas. Had Stephanie and Lola watching Jordan's vignette, with Lola saying she's rooting for her. Stephanie says, I'll talk to you later. Fatal Influence steps in and says, we're actually going to be the ones who take off the title, or take the title off Stephanie. Yada yada, conflict brewing between JC and Fallon. And Fallon said, JC says, well, if you think you're so good at this, why don't you take care of Lola? And we're getting Lola versus Fallon Henley later that night.
We got a Trick Williams rap performance.
Oh my god, man.
He said Joe's mama called him Average Joe, called him a
Oh boy.
Teletubby and a blonde
in a blonde
in a
wig.
blonde wig.
God, Trick he was breaking up in the middle of this. Like he was actually cracking up. He missed a couple of his lines, and I could see the smile on his face. He was like, "What the fuck am I doing?"
But he said he's tired of being humble. Should have never took my spot in the Rumble. It did Joe's
That was
signature turn.
that was actually a bar. I won't lie.
Yeah.
The rest of this, oh my god. Jesus. We had, yeah, Joe was warming up in the locker room. He was like, all right, gloves are off. We had Josh Briggs getting interviewed by Sarah Schreiber, and he's now without Yoshiki anymore. And prior to his match with Shawn Spears, he says, buddy, I don't know if you're watching, but this is for you, Yoshiki. And we got Shawn Spears versus Josh Briggs. Josh was kicking ass early. Action went outside. He ducked Vance. Jensen distracted the ref so Izzy could attack. Shawn rolled him up for the win, and Josh did attack them after the win, but he got his ass beat. Then Hank and Tank came out to help Josh Briggs. That was a surprise. They did say he'd have his back. They did say they'd have his back, but I don't know. It's interesting how this is going.
Next we have Kalani backstage. Just making sure she gets a title shot when she beats Zarya tonight. Zarya said Kalani isn't winning, and what did you
This
write here?
this this duo with Zarya and Sol Ruka feels like Sean living out his fantasies that he could have had with Triple H back in the day. There's so much like gay energy, and I mean that in the best way, between Zarya and Sol. It's like will they, won't they? Except it's 2025, and they wouldn't get crucified for it like Hunter and Sean would have back in the day. It didn't stop them. They were all over each other.
Yeah.
We went backstage. Tatum was sitting depressed backstage. Thea comes in, yells. She's got gauze over the eye that Tatum poked out last week. And Tatum says, "You don't get what it's like to lose everyone." And Thea says, "I think I'm actually the only one who does get what it's like to lose everyone, because she was a member of Chase U, and everyone but Andre Chase is gone." Jada attacks Thea, and Jada crouches down and says, "Tatum, in a real way, I feel bad for you." Tatum says, "Really?" Jay says, "No, stupid." That was just mean for no reason.
Next we got Chase U versus Out the Mud. Chase U got smoked. Easy welcome back win for Out the Mud.
You can call them OTM. That's what they mostly get called.
Sorry. Miles Bourne and Oba Femi face off next. Oba called Miles confident and admits that he doubted him, called him admirable for fighting to inspire, but also says it's misleading. Life's not a Disney movie. There's no happy ending and there's no dream come true. His dream will die on Sunday. Miles says everyone's been helping him train, that he's got more behind him. The community, etc. Yada yada yada. Tells uh he
Find it.
says that Oba's going to write him off, but not to underestimate him. After the promo, Jesper Troy comes out and drops Oba, making his statement like he promised. Oba swatted Miles' helping hand, and there's a stare down in the ring to close the segment.
I don't think Miles is going to win, but it's going to be a fun match.
Yes.
Baby Randy. We got Ava yelling. Ricky was yelling at Ava and Ethan in her office. Ava says, "Sit down." And after more yelling, Ava says, "You guys don't make matches. I do. And because I said so, we're getting you versus you. We're getting Ethan versus Ricky with the North American title on the line next week."
Nice. We get a D'Angelo vignette. Um, Betrayal never comes from enemies, it comes from family. Says he tried to understand. We still don't know what happened to Luca.
We don't. Is he dead? We just haven't seen him. Oh my god.
Says Stack's worried about himself. That's why he'll never be head of the family. At Battleground, no betrayal, no bailout, just me breaking your face in.
Tell you what, when Tony beat Oba for the North American title back in, I think it was our September, I was surprised. I didn't like it. I didn't like Tony to begin with, but he has grown on me significantly since I've started watching NXT. He's a good worker. He's entertaining in the ring. He's got a fun. He's good on the mic. I don't think the Mafia thing is gonna go up to the main roster, but whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lola versus Fallon. Lola has looked really good since returning from her absence. I mean, like, not even just in ring. She looks in phenomenal shape. Her spray tan could use some work, but that's not my jurisdiction. Action goes to the ringside. She pushed Fallon into JC. JC was standing on the ringside. Back fist to the face, and Lola got the win.
You get a Stephanie Vaquer interview. She talks about her first tryout in 2018 in Chile, then how she went to Japan and then Mexico, and says uh, it wasn't, excuse me, I don't fucking know how to read your notes.
This is pretty straightforward.
So that wasn't sad but necessary to get here.
Yeah, the lifestyle wasn't sad, but it was necessary to get here.
She saw Rey Mysterio for the first time and knew she was destined to be a WWE superstar. All of it has been worth it, says Jordan is her toughest challenge, and says Jordan conquered champions, but she conquered continents.
That was a banger. Banger line. We had Dark State vignette. Said it was Sugars talking. He said this started with one man, the leader of men, Dion Lennox. Dion says, staring a lion in the face, knowing your next move might be your last. That's what it's like to go toe to toe with Cutler James. And Cutler says he sees through your lies. Permanent seek and destroy mission. Will get back up, more pissed and more dangerous. Big O. Osiris Griffin. Osiris says some people call him Lucky, which is a callback to Sugars' old moniker as Lucky something on the independent track. Let's see. Lucky Ali. That's the one. Some people call him Lucky, but I've earned everything. Unbeatable like the word. When he opens his mouth, people open their ears. That's Saquon Sugars, of course. Closes it off. Dark State strikes. Ain't nobody safe.
Get Kalani Jordan versus Zarya next. Kalani was flipping around all over the place and knocked Zarya into Soul's arms, which was probably was perhaps the most sapphic thing I've ever seen when Zarya smiled.
It was
Was sapphic mean?
gay, lesbian.
Oh,
It's like it's more specific to women.
okay.
Sapphic is, let's see, sapphic relating to sexual attraction or activity between women.
Okay, cool.
This is what I'm talking about. There's so much tension between these two. It's like just make up already. Kiss. Not even for like a weird way. It's just like pay this off. They're so gay and I love it.
But Soul started coaching her. Action went outside. Soul got on the apron. Zarius speared her after Lonnie got out of the way. Roll up for the win. And official for Tampa, Soul Ruka versus Kalani Jordan for the NXT Women's North American Title Battleground, and also Briggs and Hank and Tank versus the Culling.
Yeah, that was surprising to see this on the card, but I guess they just didn't have enough matches. At the Joe Hendry concert, he said, I'm going to dedicate this to Trick. He sung his song, strummed his guitar, and he was like, hey, pulled up video of Trick being Mello's sidekick way back when Mello was still in NXT. It was when they were going through the haunted house. And he said, whoop that Trick. Everyone else said, Mello's bitch. Trick's music hits, cuts him off. Crowds chanting Mello's bitch. Trick says something to the effect of "You living in the past, dog." And I like. Have you ever seen The Office?
Yes.
I just looked at the camera like I looked at the non-existent camera like Jim, and I was like, really, really, Trick, you of all people, talking about not living in the past. Sure, man. Trick goes for the trick shot. Joe breaks the guitar over his knee. We get a standing O, and Joe stands tall as NXT goes off here. Which makes me wonder, but we're going to talk about that in our predictions.
Yes.
That was NXT. That was this week of WWE programming. Brendan and I are going to be together this weekend, so potentially look out for some streams.
Yes, we will potentially stream.
We're going to try to, depending on technology.
Yes.
But first, we're gonna give our predictions for Saturday night's main event. We've got the steel cage match: Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest. Brendan,
I got Drew McIntyre.
I think that the winner of this determines whether this feud goes on. If Damian wins, there's going to be a blow off, probably at Money in the Bank. If Drew wins, the feud's over.
How many times have they faced each other?
Are we counting the cash in?
No.
Okay. So there was Clash at the Castle. There was WrestleMania. And there's this. I really
Did
don't think
Drew
they've
win
had.
at Drew won at Mania, right? Yeah, Drew
Yes.
won at Mania.
So this would be match 2 of that.
Yes, yes. This would be
The two.
match. No, it would be match 3.
We're not counting Clash at the Castle from last year as part of this saga. This is not. It's not part of the trilogy.
Okay.
Um, I think it was a lot of. Let's see. There was the Fatal 4-Way in March for the. I guess I don't even know what this is for. This is for the U.S. title or something. It's for contendership of the U.S. title, maybe. Uh, we had uh Elimination Chamber. We had the Triple Threat in June. I guess that was Money in the Bank. Then we had Clash at the Castle. Then we had I don't even remember. They haven't had that many matches. It's all been about getting screwed. You know, Damien had the title, and he shouldn't have. Whatever. Non-title match: R-Truth versus John Cena. Tell me, Brendan. Oh wait, I never made my pick for the steel cage match. Give me Drew. I don't really care.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good match, but it's in the grand scheme of things, I don't think it's gonna matter. Non-title match: R-Truth versus John Cena.
Give me John.
I'm telling you, they made it a non-title match so Truth can pin Cena. Give me R-Truth.
All right, we got CM Punk and Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins.
Braun and Seth are gonna. It's gonna look like Punk and Sami are gonna win, but there's gonna be a third member appearing, and Braun and Seth are gonna get the win. God help me if Sami turns heel.
I agree. Same thing.
And then the main event, as was announced, Jey Uso versus Logan Paul.
Jey Uso.
Jay's retaining. So our only difference is Truth versus Cena. So that could determine who wins what.
Mm-hmm.
And then for NXT Battleground, we got Hank and Tank and Josh Briggs versus the Culling.
I got the Culling.
Yeah, probably. Briggs is gonna eat the pin. You can't have one of your tag champs eat another pin.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Tony versus Stacks.
I got Tony.
I got Stacks.
You see, I think they go 3 with this, and I think it makes more sense to have the babyface win, the heel retaliate, win 2, winner take all 3.
That wouldn't surprise me, but I also feel like with the draft coming up, this could be a time for Tony to finally make the jump.
Hmm. I don't know. I can see both sides of the coin.
Battleground's gonna be good. I have no doubts about that. We've got the women's NXT North American title, Kalani versus Sol Ruka. I wonder if somebody's gonna say it's choreographed gymnastics again.
Yeah, that asshole. Uh, hmm. Did they
I got Sol
have a
retaining.
match for the women's North American title already?
Um, hmm, I mean, they did last year at Heat Wave. Ooh, I don't remember. They had one. Hmm. They didn't have one last week. Ah, God, I don't remember. They did. They had a match at some point earlier this year. They were both in the ladder match. But that's not it.
Regardless, give me Sol Ruka.
Yeah, I got Soul retaining. We got the women's NXT title. Stephanie Vaquer versus Jordan Grace.
Jordan Grace.
See, I'm considering Jordan.
I
We
think
also do.
Stephanie
Are
might
they
be main
ready for?
roster bound at some point.
But they just moved Julia up. Are we already
Oh,
ready?
really? Did they just move Julia up? Is she permanent?
Yeah, she just signed with SmackDown last week.
Oh yeah, that's right. Then
She's in a triple threat with Charlotte for the Money in the Bank match.
give me Stephanie.
Yeah, they just moved Julia and Roxanne up, so I feel like Stephanie's going to retain. Jordan's going to take it off of her eventually, but Stephanie's going to hold on to it for now.
Agreed.
Got the men's NXT title. Obafemi versus Miles Bourne. Oba's going to retain.
Same.
And the TNA
This
heavyweight
one's
title.
easy. Joe.
I think it's going to be Trick. I think it's going to be Trick Williams.
Explain.
So,
That's another company's property.
yeah, exactly. And it has to happen eventually. Where one of these TNA title defenses or these NXT title defenses go to the other brand.
Unless they
And I
outright
think,
buy TNA, I do not see that happening.
but listen, let me explain. Not only did Joe stand tall in NXT, I think Trick's not ready for the main roster. They obviously think that. What better way than to keep him out of your own title picture and have him keep losing than to have him go over to another brand and work not permanently, but like long term. The title has to change hands eventually.
I'm sorry, my friend. I do not see it.
Give me Trick Willie.
I'd be willing to put money on this one right here.
I wouldn't. I'm not confident that it's going to happen. I just want it to. But yeah, that, ladies and germs, that's our predictions. That's our week of WWE programming. Brendan, take us out.
If you liked this video, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, share it with some friends, anything you can to support us. We make content like this for you guys every single week. We're on the 16th episode of the No Stipulations podcast.
From here on, we're definitely going to try to make more product, more content for you guys. That's for sure.
Yes.
But, yeah. Sorry, keep going.
But we will see you in the next episode.
Bye.